Hello and welcome to another iCreate video tip. Today I'm going to show you how you can secure your Mac accounts. So to start with, just click on your username at the top right and then Users and Groups Preferences. This will take you into the User Account Management section of System Preferences. And first we're just going to change our password. So click Change Password beside your profile picture, input your existing password if any, and then click on the icon beside New Password to bring up the password assistant. Now this is brilliant because it helps you generate alphanumeric passwords which are incredibly strong. You can choose numbers, letters, numbers, random, or instead you can choose memorable to give you a password you actually stand a chance of remembering. And you can use the length slider here to determine how many characters are inside that password. So once you've generated a new password for yourself, click Change Password to accept it, and you now want to head to your login options. To unlock the area, you'll need to click on that padlock in the bottom left and input your password. And now you want to just set the automatic login option at the top to off. And this will stop your Mac from logging you in automatically, and people will instead have to input usernames and passwords. So you can either display all of the users using these two switches here, or you can choose name and password to make it slightly more secure. If you have lots of people with different user accounts on your Mac, then it's probably a good idea to click the settings icon here and then choose Set Master Password. This is really useful because if anyone forgets their own username, their own password, then you can use your master password to reset their password. To create user accounts for other people, you just simply use the plus icon beside that settings icon. And a sharing only one is quite a useful one because what this does is it lets people access your files and view your screen with a password, but it doesn't actually give them access to the account itself. And you simply click Create User once you finish there, and it will then pop up in the main list. To remove a user account, it's just as simple as clicking that minus button just beside the plus one. And you see we also have a guest user account here. Now this is enabled by default most of the time, and this enables guests to log into the computer, so we'll leave that one there. But if we go back to this plus menu, we're going to also create a Managed with Parental Controls account. Now this is really handy if you have kids in the house that you're sharing the Mac with, because you can enable the parental controls from this user accounts area. So if you see here, once we've created it, we now have a bottom of the button saying Enable Parental Controls, and we can open them up through this menu here. When you delete this account, because it's not a sharing only account, this one has its own data attached to it. So when you go to delete it, you can either save all of the save the data as a disk image, which you can then access later on, or instead you can just select the bottom radio button to delete the whole thing, and you can also erase it securely. So once you've finished, you just want to click on the padlock at the bottom left, and that will lock in the changes, and you can safely close down System Preferences again. So the thing to remember really is to make sure that you've set a password for your account, you set a master password if you have other people using different accounts as well, and it's probably a good idea to have an account with parental controls attached if there are any kids in the house, because it's far easier to manage the settings that way, and they can all be accessed through the Users and Groups Preferences, which you get to by clicking your name at the top right. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another tip.